Weeks later, on a Saturday afternoon, Jaden decided to visit Tiana at her home, hoping for another quiet, meaningful moment. To his surprise, George arrived at the same time, carrying a set of Louis Vuitton bags filled with expensive gifts. The tension was immediate. "What are you doing here?" Jaden demanded. "I could ask you the same thing," George shot back, his voice sharp. Their argument escalated quickly, both raising their voices, each defending their gestures and efforts. George waved the gift bags, emphasizing his dedication. "I've gone all out for her. She deserves this, not your quiet little gestures." Jaden's eyes narrowed. "All out? You think money and gifts make her choose you? I've shown her I care in ways that matter. This isn't about gifts, it's about heart." At that moment, Tiana came outside, feigning surprise with a gentle smile. "Wait, you two know each other?" she asked, playing innocent, even as her eyes betrayed amusement. The brothers froze for a moment, then turned on each other, tension snapping like a live wire. The playful rivalry had transformed into real anger, jealousy, and a battle neither was willing to back down from. After the initial confrontation at Tiana's home, the brothers couldn't let it go. Every interaction between them became charged with tension, a constant undercurrent of anger and jealousy. Small disagreements that would have been forgotten in the past now erupted into full-blown arguments. Even the simplest things set them off. A text from Tiana that seemed friendlier than intended, a gift the other had given that outshone their own, a shared glance she gave one brother that made the other seethe. Their rivalry followed them everywhere. At home, they snapped at each other over minor issues. In public, their voices rose over trivial matters, leaving friends and family unsettled. Business meetings that once ran smoothly were now battlegrounds, their focus divided between work and who was winning Tiana's heart. Every day, their bond weakened just a little more, and yet neither was willing to back down. Each was determined to prove that he was the one she would choose, no matter the cost. Tiana watched all of this with quiet amusement, enjoying the attention and the chaos she had indirectly sparked, even as the brothers' rivalry began to threaten the relationship they had once shared as brothers. After the tension of the past few days, it was Tiana's birthday, and she had invited both Jaden and George. The hotel suite was filled with music, laughter, and friends, creating a lively, exciting atmosphere. George arrived first, confident as always. He smiled as he revealed his gift, a brand new Rolls-Royce outside, decorated with ribbons and flowers. Tiana's eyes widened in surprise, and she laughed, clearly delighted by the gesture. A few moments later, Jaden appeared, holding an envelope with a key inside. Everyone watched as he revealed his gift, a fully furnished penthouse suite in the city. Tiana gasped, caught between shock and excitement, unable to hide her amazement. The brothers' rivalry quickly grew tense. Each tried to outdo the other, showing off their gifts and attention. Voices rose, gestures became sharper, and the friends in the room exchanged worried glances. Feeling overwhelmed, Tiana stepped away from the crowd and moved into a quieter corner with her best friend, Mara. They leaned close, voices low so the party couldn't hear. Jaden, feeling the pressure of the night, decided to get a glass of wine. He left the main room and walked past the doorway where the two women had retreated. He almost didn't notice them at first. Then Mara said, sharp and worried, "Tay, this has gone too far. Look at them out there. They're hurting each other. You have to stop this game." Tiana laughed softly, a sound without warmth. "Stop?" she repeated. "Why would I stop? They were proud of that brotherhood. They said they were inseparable. I wanted to know how true that was." Maria's voice rose, pleading now. "You promised me you wouldn't push them to break. You said you'd be careful. You can't ruin two lives for some sick test." Tiana's answer was quiet and steady. "I am tired of hearing about untouchable bonds and perfect families. I wanted to see if that bond was real. I wanted to prove it wasn't. I wanted them to fall apart." Mara put a hand on Tiana's arm, trembling. "This isn't worth it. Think about what you're doing. They love you." Tiana's face was calm, almost cold. "They don't love me the way they think. They love the idea of winning. That's the thing I wanted to expose." She paused, then smiled as if the plan were a neat experiment. "They fell right into it. They'd do anything. Look at them, fighting over me, breaking over me. It's better than I imagined." Jaden stood there frozen, the wine glass half full in his hand. The last words landed like a blow. He hadn't known. Every fight, every argument, every moment of jealousy, even meeting her that night at the club, had all been part of her plan to turn them against each other. Shock tightened his chest. For a long, almost impossible second, he simply listened, the party noise muffled, his world narrowing to the two voices beyond the doorway. Maria whispered, defeated and angry, "Tayana, please. This has to stop. Tell them the truth. Say you were wrong." Tayana shrugged, as if the idea were absurd. "No, why ruin the ending?" she said. "I wanted to know how fragile it was. Now I know." Jaden's hand trembled. He slowly set the glass down on the nearby table, but it made a faint clink that echoed in the quiet hallway. He took a step back, the room tilting, and walked away without being seen. Rage, betrayal, and disbelief churned in him. He did not yet confront her. He needed a moment to breathe, to gather himself, and to decide what to do with the truth he had just overheard. And in that moment, everything about Tiana came into sharp focus. She was no ordinary woman. Beautiful, confident, and utterly composed, she moved with purpose, every word and gesture carefully measured. She didn't need love or wealth. She craved control. From the night they met at the club to every fight, every argument, and every moment of rivalry between him and George, it had all been her design. She thrived on strategy, testing limits, and watching even the strongest bonds unravel. Calm, deliberate, and untouchable, Tayana was a master of the game. She had orchestrated the chaos perfectly, watching the bond of two inseparable brothers strain and fray, and he had only just glimpsed the edge of her plan. The next day, Jaden found George and pulled him aside. "George, I need to tell you something," he said, voice tight with anger and disbelief. "It's Tayana. Everything, all the fights, the chaos, the love, it was all planned. She's been playing us from the start." George stared at him, processing the words. "Are you serious?" he asked, voice low. "I overheard her talking to her friend." "She admitted it all," Jaden replied, eyes locked on his brother. George ran a hand through his hair, tense. "If that's true, then everything we've done, everything between us and her," Jaden nodded. "It's all part of her game. She's manipulating us, George. We can't let her keep doing this." George ran his hands through his hair and shook his head. "So, what do we do?" Jaden looked at him steadily, his expression calm and measured. "We stop playing her game," he said. "No texts, no calls, no gestures, nothing. We walk away, quietly." George took a deep breath and nodded, finally letting his shoulders relax. Together. Months later, Jaden and George attended a charity gala, quietly moving through the crowd. They were dressed sharply, composed, and side by side, their presence calm but commanding. Across the room, Tayana sat at a table, her eyes flickering briefly as she noticed them. For a moment, she froze, a flicker of guilt crossing her face. She had expected attention, confrontation, or maybe jealousy, but instead she saw control, composure, and distance. George caught her eye first. He walked over slowly, confident but not threatening, stopping just a few feet from her. Tayana's breath caught. She wanted to speak, to explain, but nothing came out. The weight of her own actions pressed down. George leaned slightly closer, his voice low, calm, and deliberate. "You are evil." He let the words hang in the air for a heartbeat, then straightened, gave a faint, almost knowing smile, and turned to leave. Jaden followed quietly behind him, neither needing to say a word. Tayana remained seated, stunned and ashamed. She realized in that instant that the game was over, that the two men she had tried to manipulate were no longer hers to command, and that her actions had consequences she could no longer escape. The brothers walked away together, leaving her in silence, her guilt and shame. In the weeks and months that followed, Jaden and George devoted themselves to their family, their business, and to rebuilding the bond that had always defined them. The rivalry, the chaos, and the games were left behind, replaced by focus, respect, and a quiet strength that neither of them would ever take for granted again.